Austria closes and returns to national lockdowns for unvaccinated and vaccinated people. What will happen to the concerts? Tiziano Bedetti performed in Russia with Shillov's painting tribute. Dear friends and music lovers, welcome back to our usual appointment with the news from the classical music world, the Major TV News. Although there is still concern about the pandemic, many theaters around the world can return to make live music, albeit with distancing and masks. Unfortunately, Austria has announced a generalized lockdown concerning the unvaccinated and the vaccinated. A national lockdown despite over 65% of the double-dose vaccinated population. We therefore look forward to giving you some news on the page of the Major TV to keep you informed about the concert and the cancellations. We hope at least that musicians can make music on live streaming. And now, let's go to see some of the most interesting of the week, and we go to Brooklyn, where for the moment they can be seen live. One of the best string quartets, Brooklyn Rider, will be given 2 different concerts this fall at the Celebrity Series, with a refined tenor Nicholas Penn, with a program called Song of Love and Death, the music of Franz Schubert and Rufus Wainwright at the GBH Calderwood Studio. For more information, you can take a look at the website www.celebrityseries.org. Are you a fan of Baroque music and Handel music and you live in Boston? This event is for you. A 206-hold, the Handel and Haydn Society is one of the most important and oldest American organizations. This season's mark the lasting music director Harry Christopher 10-year tenure. The full season continues at the end of November with an amazing event, Handel's Messiah. Here's the website, handelhaydn.org. Great news from our associates of the Major TV. Maestro Tiziano Bedetti presented his music composed in occasion of the presentation of Alexander Shillov's paintings in Russia. The Italian composer Tiziano Bedetti presented a cycle of piano pieces created after acquaintance with the Russian painter's canvases. You can take a look on our website www.themajor.tv.
Мировая премьера фортепианного цикла «Полотна галереи Александра Шиллова» прошла на фоне картин художника. Именно они вдохновили итальянского композитора Тициано Бедетти на создание этой музыки. Репортаж Лидии Алешиной.
До этого вечера с Тициано Бедетти Александр Шиллов был знаком только по переписке. Год назад итальянский композитор написал народному художнику Советского Союза, что во время поездки в Россию посетил галерею Шиллова и был потрясен работами, которые здесь представлены.
Он не ожидал, что в такой реалистической манере в наше время можно писать. Ему это очень близко сердцу, и сам он старается в своей музыке тоже в хорошем смысле подражать, идти тем же путем своих великих, гениальных, можно сказать, композиторов.
Вернувшись домой в Италию, композитор решил написать музыкальный цикл «Фортепианные сюиты. Полотна галереи Шиллова». Одна из картин, которая его вдохновила, «Сын Родины» – портрет Юрия Гагарина.
Его знает весь мир. Я его сделал давно. Вообще, в тот момент, когда я жил в звездном городке и написал больше 10 портретов космонавтов, в том числе и Гагарина.
Первый человек в космосе. Одну из композиций я написал под впечатлением от этой картины. Вообще на весь цикл у меня ушел месяц. Я писал на изоляции во время пандемии. Было время все обдумать. Я садился за рояль и писал каждый день по одному произведению.
До премьеры Александр Шиллов фортепианные сюиты, посвященные его картинам, не слышал. Художнику оставалось лишь догадываться, какие из его работ положены в основу музыкальных сочинений. портреты, натюрморты, пейзажи, жанровые картины, композитор не исключает, что у его фортепианного цикла может быть продолжение. Лидия Алешина, Алексей Акимов. Новости культуры.
Also this year, thanks to your support, on 25th September, we celebrated the anniversary of the birthday of the great Canadian pianist 𝘍𝘍𝘁. Among the many attendees, we had the honor to interview the Pulitzer Prize Tim Page, who told us about his meeting with the great Canadian pianist and his collaboration. You can review the full interview on our digital archive supported by you on www.𝘍𝘍𝘁.tv. A big welcome applause to Professor Tim Page. Hello, Tim. How are you?
I am fine. I'm delighted to talk with you. We're a long way from each other, but I'm in Toronto, and I've had just gorgeous weather here so far.
Beautiful. The weather is beautiful today, even here. So I have many questions, as you know, to ask you. And I would like to start from the beginning. How did you meet 𝘍𝘍𝘁, and how was your first meeting with him? What were your feelings and impressions?
Well, basically what happened was it was his 25th anniversary with CBS Masterworks. And they actually did kind of a big deal about it. They issued a set of unreleased recordings, and that kind of wonderful thing he did about his hysteric return. And in any event, Glenn said that he would be up for an interview with a couple of different magazines or papers. And to my amazement, he chose my little, we used to call them underground magazines. You know, they were sort of, artsy, and we had a very small circulation of about 40,000 readers a week. So it was not exactly one of the big papers at that point. But what happened was he agreed to do this. And that was great. So we set up a chance to talk on the phone, and it started around 10 o'clock and went on till after midnight, certainly. And, I was anxious at the start, but he was playful and he was funny. And he told me to call him Glenn right away, which was, startling for a 26-year-old. And he was very much, I think now we have a greater understanding of Glenn, and I wouldn't have been so anxious about it because now it's known that he was playful and he was funny. But back then he was sort of seen as this reclusive hermit of the North, and I thought he'd be very distant. And of course, it was quite the opposite. We were basically friends by the end of the call. So that was it. The article came out with a terrible headline, but he was smart enough about the media to know that reporters don't choose their headlines. And so he forgave me immediately, knowing that I had nothing to do with it. And we were friends from then on. And he would call every, week or so for a long while. We actually talked quite a lot. And then I only finally met him in person at the very end of his life.
This was our last news. Thank you so much for following D Major News, and remember, D Major can exist only thanks to your support. And I remember, you can donate on Patreon and on PayPal. We look forward to seeing you on D Major TV News, and remember, stay strong.